Hi boys and girls, today is Wednesday, April 29th, and we are going to get started on our reading lesson. I would like you to take a look at my screen. Today our objective is to talk about adjectives and adverbs. An adjective is a describing word. It describes how something looks, how something tastes, it describes how something feels, or it could describe how something smells. So adjectives are describing words. So I wanted you to take a look at my poster here. You'll notice I have a dress right here. Now, if I use an adjective to describe the dress, I could say that the dress is pink. I could also use other adjectives to describe the dress, like pretty describes the way that the dress looks. I could say that the dress is silky. That would describe how the dress feels. We have an elephant here, and the adjective that they use to describe the elephant is huge. We could also say that the elephant is nice. We could also say that the elephant is enormous. All three of those words are adjectives that we use to describe the elephant. We have a baby. They describe the baby using the adjective cute. We could also use the adjective little. We could also use the adjective silly. We have an orange here. They use the adjective juicy to describe the orange, but we could use it as the adjective tasty or delicious to describe the orange. So, adjectives are describing words. They describe how something looks. They describe how something tastes. They might describe how something feels, how something smells, how something sounds. So we are going to turn to page number 47 in our reading packets. Just like I mentioned below at the poster that we just looked at, I said that adjectives describe something. They describe nouns, people, places, or things. Adjectives describe nouns. They can describe how something looks, how something smells, how something tastes, how something sounds, or how something feels. Here's a few examples. Sue heard a squeaky noise. They use the adjective squeaky to describe the noise. Okay, so they use the adjective squeaky to describe the noise. She smelled sweet muffins baking. Sweet is our adjective, and what does it describe? The muffins that are baking. Bright light came through the window. The adjective bright describes the light. So now that we know that adjectives are words that describe a noun, I'd like us to talk a little bit about adverbs. An adverb can describe how, where, or when something happens. Let me give you an example. Sue woke up late. Late is an adverb because it describes when something happened. It happened late. She dressed quickly. Quickly is an adverb because it described how something happened. It happened quickly. That's an adverb. She ran downstairs. Downstairs is an adverb because it described where something happened. So we've got two sets of words. We've got something called an adjective that describes how something looks, smells, tastes, feels. We also have something called an adverb that describes how, where, or when something happens. Let's look at these words. In the parentheses down below each sentence, you will notice either adjectives or adverbs. We have to pick the best adjective or adverb to finish each sentence. Sentence number 1. Sue hears a blank horn. Do you think that she hears a loud horn or a happy horn? Well, if I had to pick which one of those makes the most sense, I would say that she probably is hearing a loud horn. Sue hears a loud horn. Now, my next question to you is loud and happy. Are loud and happy adjectives or are they adverbs? Well, loud and happy both describe how something sounds or how something acts happy. Both of those would be adjectives. Number 2, the bus came blank. Did the bus come tomorrow or did the bus come early? The bus came tomorrow, the bus came early. I hope that you said early. Now, I remember hearing that if something says when something happens, okay, this describes when something happened, when the bus came. If something describes when something happens, we call it an adverb. So we've got adverbs over here. I'll write this right next to my words. Okay, we've got adverbs here, and we said that loud and happy are not adverbs, they're actually adjectives because they describe how something sounds or how something acts or how something feels. Number 3, Sue grabs her blank backpack. Did she grab her warm backpack or her heavy backpack? I hear people say that their backpack is heavy more than I would expect to hear somebody say that their backpack is warm. So I would say she grabs her heavy backpack. My next question is heavy and warm adjectives or are they adverbs? An adverb tells when something happens or how something happens, but an adjective describes how it looks, how it feels, how it acts. Heavy is describing how a backpack feels. Warm is describing how it feels. So both of these are adjectives. Number 4, Dad says, we have to run. Now I see this exclamation point, which means he's saying it really loud and excited, and I also see these quotation marks, which means he must be saying something. Dad says we have to run quickly or slowly. Well, I don't think Dad would be saying that we have to run slowly if there's an exclamation point. That's not a very exciting thing to say. We have to run slowly. That doesn't even really make much sense. I can see that Dad would say something like, we have to run quickly. Quickly is an adverb. Quickly is an adverb because it describes how something is done. And up here, if we go back to what an adverb describes how something happens, where something happens, or when it happens. The last page that we'll focus on today together is 48, and I will just do 2 with you, and I'd like you to do the remainder on your own. Choose the correct word to complete each sentence. Sentence number 1, the blank school bus stops. Did the hungry school bus stop? No, that doesn't make much sense. Did the yellow school bus stop? Probably not. So we said no. Wait a second here. Actually, I want to think about that for just a second. Let me go back to that sentence. The blank school bus stops. The hungry school bus doesn't really make sense. School buses can't be hungry. The yellow school bus stops. Actually, most school buses are yellow, so that might make a little bit of sense. The yellow school bus stops. Yeah, that sounds like it could be my answer, but just in case, I want to read the others. The round school bus stops? No, I've never seen any round school buses before. The sleepy school bus stops? No, a school bus can't be sleepy. Last one that we will do together today. Number 2, Sue climbs. Does she climb inside? Sue climbs after. Sue climbs down. Sue climbs outside. Oh, this one's tricky because I see a couple that might make sense. I can see her climbing down. I would say that Sue climbs down. She climbs down. And you know what? I'm going to write right next to the word down, I'm going to write the word adverb because it describes how she's climbing. Next to the word yellow, I'm going to write adjective because it describes how something looks, yellow. I want you to finish number 3 and number 4 on page 48. Our objective today was to talk about adjectives. Adjectives are words that describe how something looks, smells, tastes, sounds, or feels. And adverbs are words that describe how, where, or when something is happening. All right, good luck, friends.